Right now, there's a new update on Hamster Combat concerning the keys. The keys which are generated for the four games added. The four games added. There's a latest update and very important update about it. When you come to Playground here, you see these four games. These are third-party games. Third-party game companies that Hamster have collaborated with to work with their project. And since they did that, some fraudulent people have been generating these keys and selling to other people in different groups. Different Telegram channels have been producing these keys, which are supposed to be generated legitimately by playing the games. In a day, 17 keys are supposed to be generated, 444 each here, 16. Then from this mini game here, this first one here, you generate one every day. That makes 17. But Hamster have realized that some fraudulent people are using bots to generate 40 to 50 to 60 keys for a game that is supposed to generate maximum of 4 keys. On this particular part, each of them are supposed to generate, like, there are 4 keys allocated to be received daily. But some fraudulent and dubious channels in Telegram have been selling fraudulently gotten keys to buyers, to very foolish people, very gullible people who are willing to buy those keys. And they even they sell over 50 to 70 keys to place here, and this thing has triggered an observation in Hamster project, and they've realized all this and have come to their Telegram channel, to make an announcement. And this announcement is as a result of what they have observed that is going on. When you come to their channel, when you come to their Telegram channel here, you will see where they made this announcement. So, dear CEOs, a few weeks ago, we launched the Playground section, a prototype of the future Hamster entertainment ecosystem. Several games have recently been integrated with Hamster Combat through the keys mechanism. We want to clarify that keys will impact the size of the airdrop, but aren't required to participate. To prevent fraud, we can't reveal more details now, but we are closely monitoring key generation services and recording all artifacts obtained dishonestly. This will be taken into account for the upcoming airdrops. You can find out more about how Playground works, what it's all for, and a bit about future plans. Right now, in this message, if you from here, you see, to prevent fraud, we can't reveal more details now, but we are closely monitoring key generation services and recording all artifacts obtained dishonestly. They have realized that some fraudulent users of this platform go to buy keys generated by some hackers, some people who offer to sell those keys to them and come in here and place those keys in the game without legitimately following the process to obtain those keys. And they have made it known that this will be taken into account for the upcoming airdrops. I don't know why people will be so foolish. I don't know why people will be so foolish. Human beings, users will be so foolish. How do they think of buying up to 40 to 50, 60, 70, even 90 keys for a game that is that has an allocation of 17 keys daily? Assuming Hamster wants to sanction all those that use those keys. You know the thousands or millions of people whose account will be closed up. Do you know the millions of people whose account will be closed up, who have dedicated themselves in mining this project all this while? Mining this project, some of them, their profit per hour is over 3 million. Assuming this fraudulent act gets their account closed up, what will they say? And from what I'm seeing in this project, this is a well-organized project. This is a well-organized team. What they are doing behind the scene is very good, and they are well organized. And I think their airdrop will be one of the best, because from what I'm seeing, their listing price will be very good. Their listing price will be very good. They may even be listing up to $1, if not 0.5 cents. So you can imagine them allocating tens of thousands of dollars as airdrop to users' accounts, and some of them will come up by this time when the end of the project is almost reaching, to lose everything they have worked for by just going to buy keys without using their sense, their common sense, to analyze how the game there is. When you play the game, you realize that there is a process that must be followed before keys manifest. And these games are third-party companies that are attached to Hamster, that are working together with Hamster. If they realize that the millions of people that are supposed to be playing this game to create revenue for them, are not playing the game, and what they see is a generation of keys from users' accounts, what do you think they will do? What do you think they will do? You can imagine. You can imagine. You can imagine. You can imagine what they're saying here. So we want to clarify that keys will impact the size of the airdrop, but aren't required to participate. Assuming they decide to sanction all accounts that got their keys fraudulently, what will the users say? Presently, there are a lot of things going on Twitter. For some days now, the delay happening on this Hamster project have been getting a lot of users very aggressive. Many of them are threatening to report Hamster if they don't launch this August end. Many of them are threatening to report the project. They don't launch this August end. Many of them are fed up. Many of them are tired. Many of them are tired of mining the project, of working on the project. And what they decided to do at this time is to start acting fraudulently on the project. Is to start acting fraudulently on the project, which people have high expectations on. This project can put some thousands of dollars in the hands of many of their users. So many of them to genuinely stick to the project reasonably, without engaging in any fraudulent act. There are so many channels on Telegram that offer to sell this, that offer to sell these keys. There are some boosts they use to generate it, and many users have been patronizing them all this while. Many users have been patronizing them all this while, not knowing that they'll be tracked down. Right now, they have been tracked down, and it's good Hamster have come up early to make this announcement. At least it will serve as a strong deterrent for any user who will want to engage in any fraudulent or misleading or illegal means on the platform anymore. You see, it's something that will be very beneficial at the end. But if many of the users don't stick to the process and the conditions, they will end up losing all they have worked for. All they have worked for. From what I'm saying, users who have dedicated their time and efforts on this project can earn over $100,000 to $200,000 in the next 4 to 5 months from this project, if they don't involve themselves in any fraudulent act. The next 4 to 5 months, this project can fetch some of the users here, because they have to calculate their payments based on the profit per hour, and some of them have 2 million, the 3 point something million profit per hour here. If the tokens are distributed based on what the profit per hour says, many users here will become seriously rich. So they can't afford to lose all this by just engaging in this fraudulent act of going to buy keys. Going to buy keys, thinking that the keys they are buying is only what will determine the size of the airdrop that will be given to them. That's just rubbish. Just rubbish. People are doing themselves so much harm. People are committing so much. People are doing themselves so much harm. Instead of sticking to the right process, they are following the backyard route. People are doing themselves so much process. And some guys on Telegram are just there to mislead so many people, to enrich themselves. Some guys on some channels on Telegrams are just there to mislead so many people. mislead so many users of this airdrop projects. They are just there. You can imagine selling these keys now to tens of thousands of users. Tens of thousands of users. There are so many channels that having over 100,000 members, 200,000 members that generate these keys, and they made themselves millions by convincing people that are very gullible and very foolish. People that are buying 60 keys and 70 keys, where do they want to put it in a day? The allocations provided in those 4 games is 16 keys. The mini game is 1 key. So in every 24 hours, you're supposed to have, if you are very good and smart in playing the games, the highest you can get is 17 keys. When people are buying 50 keys, where do they want to put it? All these wrong acts have triggered the wrong signal in the back end, and it has made Hamster come up with this announcement. Let's hope that many of these users, their accounts will not be closed up. Let's hope that they are not sanctioned. Because there is already serious aggression going on different Twitter handles concerning the delay and the reasons why Hamster is dragging. So many of them are threatening to report them if they don't launch this August and this and that. They are making so many statements. They are making so many statements. Although Hamsters too have over-dragged this thing. Hamsters too have over-dragged it. Many of them have expected that they will launch. They expected them to launch last month. They didn't launch. Now they're expecting them to launch this month. This month that they're supposed to launch, people are trying to hack their system, hack their project to manipulate the system. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'll be monitoring the updates very well, and I'll always update you all on what on the latest news going on this project. It's a very beautiful project, and it will reach a lot of people. But I will advise that you all stick to it genuinely and patiently. I will advise that you all stick to it reasonably and patiently. Instead of trying to dupe or trying to hack the project, hack the boots, hack the system, you end up losing all your account and losing all you have worked for. That is the truth. You end up losing all your account and losing everything you have worked for. When Hamster lists, they may be listing at just, if not $1, something close to $1. And if they will be paying, if this profit per hour will be what they will calculate as tokens eventually, you can imagine how rich. Many users will be made from this project. Imagine how rich. Okay, let's just hope and see what happens next in the project, because they're always coming up with latest. They're always coming up with very funny announcements. Instead of launching and getting people to have their rest, they're just coming up with different announcements at different stages. Assuming they've dropped the airdrop now, it would have been better. Assuming they've done something in that angle, it would have been better. At least it would have been a big relief. They're keeping millions of people on suspense. But let's see what come up. Let's see what come up eventually.